So this is my Build-A-Figure problem again. The Build-A-Figure wave, okay? I don't want them all. This is the best way, but I would love to have the figure. So look, here's my issue. So this is my issue here. This guy, it's fine. I have zero interest in it. I mean, I guess that's cool, but like to me, if I knew the storyline it came from and I gave a crap about the storyline, maybe this would be cool. But I don't. So this is just saving as much money as we possibly can on tooling Iron Man. Like, that's what it is. They were just like, do him in white plastic, color him a little bit, put him out. And I get it. I know that he's from a storyline that I don't know, so I'm not necessarily being fair. But this is the reason so many different things appeal to different people, is because I don't know what this is from. There's no nostalgia tied to it, and there's no epic moment or anything like that. There's just the toy, and just the toy does nothing for me, so moving on from him. I don't know why Red Widow is getting so much attention. She's cool. I mean, she is cool, but like, she's not blowing my mind. Like, I don't have to own her, but I do. So, if I want the Saber-Toothed tiger, and I do, it would be cool to have the Saber-Toothed tiger. They're not going to sell this as a deluxe. I can't just buy the Saber-Toothed tiger. I have to buy her. That's one figure at nearly $30 that I don't want. So there's one. This dude, two figures at nearly $30 that I don't want. I don't want him. Like, what do these guys cost? Yeah, $24.99 plus shipping and handling. Like I said, $30 a figure. I'm just rating it. So now I'm up to $60 of buying figures I don't want to get another part. Then, this dude, I'll admit, is pretty cool. He comes with the head. Do I rate this as a want? I'm not a Thor guy. So since I'm not really a Thor guy, while this is one of the cooler figures, and I wouldn't hate having it on my shelf, he's also nothing that I want to go out of my way for. That's $90 worth of figures that I don't necessarily want. Okay. Ka-Zar? That's a possibility. That's a possibility. For multiple reasons. One, you could easily take this dude and with slight touch-ups, really just, you could just like switch over a battle harness, give him a sword, and then buy a custom head. You have He-Man. In the Marvel Legends scale. So he's great for design aspects, especially for people that would like work with him that way. So that's fine. And then Ka-Zar is actually kind of cool. And if we later get Sheena to go with him, that would be really cool. And then, I know a lot of people are looking forward to her. Wolfsbane. So this is cool for a lot of people. But not me. And I'm not attacking anybody that wants or likes any of this stuff. Don't misunderstand. I'm not. because every character appeals to different people for different reasons. And some people just collect all Marvel Legends, and some people like what they like. And I understand the comic books that came out, why people would want Wolfsbane. That was a really cool set of books back then. But for me, I don't care. I don't care. It's an era of the X-Men that while I did like it a lot, I've never collected anything from it. It doesn't matter to me. So now we're up to $120 worth of figures that I don't really want. And then Cable. So $160 worth of figures. Or rather, yeah, sorry. $120 was yeah. This is like it's like $150 worth of figures that I don't want. $150 worth of figures that I don't want to get a Saber-Toothed Tiger, which they could have sold alone for $40. I don't like Build-A-Figures. I understand why they do this, because the argument is that it allows them to add into the piece count and build something that primarily they normally would not have been able to sell in the wave. That was the argument for years, was check it out. You want this big figure? Well, if we made this big figure, he doesn't really sit within the price index and blah, blah, blah. So screw the price index. That's my biggest problem here. We live in an age of action figures where there are action figures and there are deluxes. You know what's... And I'm going to put it to Motu again. Motu. Love Motu. But look, when they decided to do Clawful, they just released him as a $40 deluxe figure. He's big, and I mean he's big. He's huge. His arm is huge. He comes with multiple armors. He's got that cool, like everything about him is big. So they charged $40, and that's it. Instead of trying to justify him by taking the $25 figures that already exist, making them $30 figures and putting his leg in there, putting his arm in there, putting his armor in there. Stop it! That sales point is dead now. And it's been dead for a while. Look at the Clayface that they had you build in the McFarlane Toys line. Then they just sold the Clayface. So then you always had the ability to just sell the Clayface. It justifies selling characters. I'd have to get all this to get the Saber-Tooth, which means I don't want the Saber-Tooth now. I don't want the Saber-Toothed Tiger now because I'm not going to spend $150 worth of characters that I don't really want. Listen, space, and we've talked about this in multiple videos, that right there is prime Manhattan real estate. Prime. You want to live up there? You need to have a reason to live up there. Every single figure on that shelf, and I know I say this in multiple videos, but it's true. Every single figure on that shelf has a story or reason behind it. And if it doesn't, it's gotta go. Because I only have the space I have. That's part of the reason I collect the way I do. So this, I'm not about to buy a Cable. I don't care about Cable. I've never cared about Cable. I have zero Cable interest. He never spoke to me. He was Arnold Schwarzenegger action star in X-Men. And some people love him. Some people love him. I was never a big fan. And because I'm not a fan, and you forced me to buy into Build-A-Figures, I just don't think Build-A-Figures work the way they used to, because they've proven that in the market, if you wanted to sell a giant horse, you could just sell the horse. We'll buy it. Put it online if you have to. If you have to do like a Mattel Creations or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, like our HasLab or whatever you got to do, we'll just buy it that way. I will not buy into the practice of buying like they release a wave and like 3 or 4 of them are pretty cool, but then there's like 2, even if there's just 2 in the wave that you don't like, but you want the horse or the animal or the bear or the cool guy, that's still $60 worth of figures that you don't want. These are going up in value in a way that makes me feel like at this point, just sell me it as a deluxe, quit this Build-A-Figure crap, or move on, or don't expect the line to sell. Because I'm not the only one that's starting to feel like this. I'm noticing a lot of people that are dipping out the same way as me in the Build-A-Figure things. Sometimes we see that it's labeled Build-A-Figure, and we immediately kind of just cherry pick the line and throw the pieces away, or sell the pieces at like toy tables or something because we're never going to put that guy together. Like, we're not.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.